This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com, and I'm with multiple-time WWE Tag Team Champion, recently also Pro Wrestling Noah Tag Team Champions in Japan, Rene Dupree, the French phenom himself. He has something he wants to address today related to some false claims that I guess Jim Ross and Conrad Tompson recently made on their podcast related to something Bob Holly wrote in his book. So I'll let you, I didn't hear it, so I'll let you explain what they said that was wrong.
Yeah, so I only found out a couple of years ago that Bob Holly actually wrote a book. I was not aware of it. And then someone sent me this link, and I listened to it. And apparently he wrote that he had given me 24 hours notice before the whole incident happened. This is 17 years ago, right? They're still talking about it. There was never a 24-hour notice. My old partner, Kenzo, right before we're about to go out, he told me, Rene-san, be careful. That's all that happened. You know what I mean? So it's just another lie. So, if old Sparky Plug wants to lie about me, I think it's time we tell some truths about him. Hey, Devin, do you know why Sparky got fired from the WWF?
No.
He got fired after he was stealing out of the boys' bags in the locker room. Right? It wasn't just Ken Kennedy's pills, painkillers that he was stealing. Lance Cade told me before Lance passed away that somebody's Rolex watch was missing WrestleMania weekend. All right? Because I'm tired of hearing these lies about me. I'm going to start telling the truth about people. I'm sick of it. All right?
So they were basically just, what was so offensive about what Jim Ross and Conrad were saying?
Then Jim Ross was like, yeah, I booked the match, and laughing about it. That spiraled my opiate addiction, that whole incident, because there's a scar right here. When that exploded on a plane, that happened on a Wednesday. I was back in the ring on a Saturday. I never bitch, whine, and complain about it. And do you know who hated Jim Ross? Like, couldn't stand him?
No idea.
Pat Patterson. He hated Jim Ross. Because, Pat would, let me and Sly in on, on the insides and stuff, He would let us, more so Sly than me, but Sly would usually tell me. His impression was like, the fucking Jim Ross. Who is this guy? He's a fucking Bill Watts coffee boy. He knows nothing. Why do you think they ribbed him so much? Why do you think they ribbed Jim Ross so much on TV and embarrassed him so many times?
Right.
Yeah, because his perceived importance of himself was so over-exaggerated that they made him they made him realize, listen, you're so replaceable, it's not even funny. I mean, how many times did he had to kiss Vince McMahon's ass on TV? They fired him publicly one time in his hometown in front of his wife, and he always went crawling back. They tried to do that with everybody, really. They did that with me, but I exercised the only right that a wrestler has. If you don't like it, pack your bags and leave. Because I'm a wrestler, Jim Ross ain't. He never was.
And what was Conrad saying? Because obviously he wasn't there and he wouldn't have been around for any of this. So I don't know where his expertise would come from. He was never a wrestler.
Devin, what's this guy's problem with me? He always, mentions stuff like that on his podcast about like taking digs at me. What's this guy's problem?
I have no idea. I couldn't listen to his podcast anymore once it became too commercial. So,
seriously, I saw a picture of him that's easy material. I could rip on that guy so easily. But, I'm going to take the high road and not, go down that low. But I mean, seriously, there's a lot of people out there that suffer from mental health. Hana Kimura, the young girl from Japan who committed suicide.
Yeah.
That's how it happened through this social media bullshit. Like, guys, get a fucking life. Okay.
So just for the record, this Conrad guy has never met you personally or had any in-person or phone interactions with you. He has no way to judge your character.
No. You're talking about shit that happened when I was a 20-year-old kid, 17 years ago. All right. And here's another thing. Bob goes on to say that he cost him his license and he had a warrant out for his arrest. I've never seen a receipt. Okay, we're going by Bob's word. Well, Bob's a liar, and Bob is also a thief. When that whole incident happened at WrestleMania, Umaga took his bag, tied it up to the shower stall, and wrote thief on it. Okay, I have the scars to prove what happened to me, and I offer to pay that piece of shit double. Okay? And let me tell you another story about Mr. Howard to describe to you his personality, since everybody wants to defend him. All right? When we were riding together, one time it was me, Bob, Jamie Noble, and Billy Gunn. All right? Now we were staying at a hotel, and right across the street was a Denny's. Okay? One road, Denny's. Took 30 seconds to walk there. So we all had our rooms, and we're going to meet at 8 o'clock, get together, boom, go have breakfast, go work out. Well, let's just say that Jamie and Billy had a late night, and they were running late. So Bob calls me from his room and says, yeah, we got to wait about 45 minutes till they shower up and get ready, and we'll go. I was like, okay. So while I'm waiting, I get a text message from my brother, because my mother was going through chemotherapy for breast cancer at this time. Well, he texted me, said, yeah, the cancer is spreading. They might have to, remove some tissue. Now, mind you, I'm 20 years old. I'm living in the United States. I'm not allowed to go live in Canada. I get to see my parents maybe 3-4 days a year if I'm lucky. This is a lot of stress on me. I couldn't sit in that hotel room, so I walk out, grab my bags, and just walk across the street, 30 seconds, sit down at a table and text them, say, hey, listen, I had to get out of the room. I'm at the Denny's. He comes storming into the restaurant like a fucking maniac, yelling at me. Well, who do you think you are? I look at him, I go, listen, man, I tell him, explain the situation. My mom's got cancer. She might be losing one of her breasts. He looks dead straight at me, goes, that doesn't matter. I looked at Billy Gunn and Jamie, and they just had their head down. They couldn't fucking believe it. This is the mentality, the toxic environment that I had to deal with. Okay, so if you defend that piece of shit, just remember what a true character he really is. I'm tired of hearing it for 17 years later. Tired of it.
Well, there you go. There's your version of the events. As I said, I don't even want to hear it because it's a load of bullshit. So I'm not even going to listen to what they said. So yeah, thanks for clearing that up with us. And fans can follow you on Twitter at Real Rene Dupree. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up here?
No, that's about it. Hopefully I got my point across, and they can leave me the fuck alone.
Very good. Sorry about that, and let's hope this clears some of it up for the fans.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not